I just got back from a 3-hour bar prep course, so it is the perfect opportunity to tell you all the reasons why you shouldn't go to law school. I am a 3L law student. I am almost there. I'm like army crawling to the finish line. I'm very tired. I'll just leave it at that. So I feel like I'm at a place where I can maybe give some law school advice, as I've lived through it for almost 3 years at this point. In this video, I'm going to be telling you 5 things that I wish I had known or sought out before just starting law school. The first thing is to shadow the hell out of attorneys. I'm not talking one day of shadowing, truly understanding and grasping what attorneys do on a day-to-day basis, because let me tell you, it is nothing like it's portrayed to be. Even outside of the movies and TV shows, society has this idea that being an attorney is so exciting and glamorous. And let me tell you, even for trial attorneys, the vast majority of the time you are sitting at a computer doing legal research and click-clacking on the computer. I had shadowed attorneys, I had sat in on court hearings, had talked to attorneys, but in retrospect, like, I really wish I had a more holistic view of what being an attorney is actually like, whether that have been shadowing attorneys from different practice areas. I wish I would have shadowed every single type of attorney to know, okay, this is what I could be doing and knowing what to expect. Luckily, I like what being an attorney entails and the type of work that goes into being an attorney. But coming into law school, I had no idea what that was. Being better prepared for what being an attorney actually is like day in and day out would have been critical, whether that have been like getting a internship in a legal field or doing volunteer work at a legal aid, even working as like a paralegal or a legal assistant, getting hands-on legal experience. And for me, being, I guess, first generation lawyer, like no one else in my family has gone to law school. So I really kind of was like a deer in the headlights going into law school. Like I had no idea what the day-to-day was going to be like. I highly recommend being very strategic and intentional about finding opportunities to learn what practicing law actually is like. The second thing I wish I would have known, get very granular and put pen to paper of what getting a law degree is actually going to cost you. A lot of people have this idea that, oh, when you're a lawyer, you're making all this money, you'll work in big law, you'll be billing all these hours and living the good life. This is not Suits. Yes, there is great earning potential in the legal field. If you have $150,000 of student debt that's accruing interest by literally the second, that's gonna counteract that salary you're getting. Before you start law school, understand exactly how much you have to pay, whether you're paying out of pocket, whether you're taking out loans. If you're taking out loans, like know what that interest rate is and compute what your monthly loan repayment will be upon graduation. Now it's even scarier times because for those of us wanting to go into public interest work, the federal government, potentially doing away with some of the loan repayment plans or even loan forgiveness that incentivizes folks to go into public interest work. So government, nonprofit work, for the people work type of thing. Really break it down, know what your monthly payment is going to be. And if you can look at that number and be like, yep, I'm comfortable with that. I think that's super important. I did not get a full ride for law school. I got a good scholarship, but it did not cover all of my tuition, so I did have to take out loans. Luckily, I consider myself very financially savvy and literate, so I understand the consequences and understand that, yes, you will have to pay this back. This isn't just free money. But still, I never went pen to paper and computed what my monthly loan repayment will be. Don't get so caught up in the idea that you're going to be earning so much money and then you find yourself with $150,000 of student loans, and your first job out of law school, you're going to be earning $70,000. Your loan payment is $1,000 a month. These are things you need to think about from day one. Maybe you do need to go take the LSAT again so you can get a better scholarship. Maybe you do want to work for a year so you can save up some cash so you don't have to take out so much in living expenses. Even interest rates. I mean, law school interest rates range from 4 to 10%. And let me tell you, that interest compounds, like it snowballs. Most law students graduate with like $130,000 in loans. I don't think student loans are per se bad. In fact, I'm very grateful for them because if not for them, I would not be able to go to law school right now. You do have to be responsible and navigate them strategically. Otherwise, they can really screw you over. The other thing I wish I knew, you're gonna feel like a failure in all aspects of your life. This could be very much me. Specifically, if you're working during law school, you have a family. If you're doing well in law school, you feel like everything else in your life is gone to shit. Whereas if you feel like you're navigating your life and your job well, you feel like law school's on the back burner and you're a bad student. This is just a balancing game that I have been playing literally since day one. I have not found a way to completely negate this. You learn ways to balance things better and recognize that you can't be 100% in every area of your life. Like, you do have to be realistic with your time. You have to make sacrifices, and that's just the name of the game. The fourth thing you definitely should know is that law school is a whole different beast. Undergrad is one thing, law school is another. The stakes are so much higher, in my opinion. In retrospect, undergrad was a dream. You got to go to 2-3 classes a day and then just go like nap in your dorm. Amazing. That's not to undermine how stressful and depressed I was in undergrad. Like, would not relive that if you paid me. But law school is just a whole other beast in terms of commitment. Your free time's kind of accounted for. I work full time and I go to law school. And so my weekends, like, I'm not around. Like, I'm bellied up at a coffee shop, 2 lattes deep in a textbook every weekend. I also volunteer on the weekend. My friends and family and fiance know, like, she's probably studying. She's probably got her nose in a book. There's so much material covered in law school that you have to know. Like, you are tested on it when you take the bar and you want to do well in your courses, you want to understand and grasp the material, so you have to put in the work. There's always more you could be doing. This is almost like a guilt thing. Like, when I have free time, I'm like, well, I could be studying for that quiz next week, or I should be networking. I should be doing X, Y, Z. There's always more theoretically you could be doing. Not to say that you should always be doing something. It's good to take a beat and like be a human. That is a new lived reality. For the next 3 years, free time is a thing of the past. This is not to say you are going to eat, sleep, breathe law school. I think there's a lot of fear mongering in law school where they tell you like you're just going to be living in the library, no life, like goodbye relationships. I think that's kind of, I don't know. I mean, there are people like that. Not me. But there is some truth to that. It's a lot of work and you have to put in the work. And then the fifth and arguably maybe the most important tip is recognizing why you are going to law school. In society, especially in Western societies, there's a hierarchy of professions, and like doctors and lawyers are kind of seen sitting at the top of that hierarchy. I don't agree with this, but it is kind of the way it is. And in a lot of cultures too, doctor, lawyer, or bust. Are you going to law school because you want to make a difference, because you love reading, you love writing, you love research, you want to help people in this very specific capacity? Or are you going to law school because society tells you that people who are lawyers are more valued, are more well respected, earn a lot of money, very like superficial and egotistical reasons? I think every law student or prospective law student has fallen victim to that, whether or not they recognize that. For me, I want to be an attorney and I went to law school for a specific reason, so I can utilize these skills that I have and help people in that capacity. There is a part of me that's like, yeah, like if I'm an attorney, that means I'm smart. It means I've achieved something great. Like, there is that egotistical part of you. I think a lot of it stems from needing academic validation, career validation, and this kind of scratches that itch. I'm here to tell you, no one cares what your job is. That's a stretch. People care. I know familial, social, and societal influences do affect you. When you take a step back, no one cares what your job is. You know, everyone's just worried about themselves and doing their own thing. So if the only reason you're going to law school is to prove to other people that I am a lawyer, you are doing yourself the greatest disservice possible. One, that's never going to fulfill you ever. And two, like, that's a really sad way to live. Oh, I'm only doing this because it'll make me look good to other people. Especially before you invest all this time, all this money. Honestly, time's the biggest thing. Like 3 to 4 years of your life is a long time. So before you invest all this time and money, be sure you're doing it for the right, authentic reasons and not because it's something you think you should do. There are so many noble, incredible, fulfilling careers, and honestly, so many careers where your earning potential is arguably much higher than being a lawyer. You do not have to go to law school to have a fulfilling, exciting career where you can help people. There are so many other routes and avenues to do that. But if law school is the one that you choose, great. But just know that there are strings attached. I have no regrets in going to law school. It has been the most mentally stimulating experience of my entire life. I have grown so much as an intellect, as a person, so much more than I can even fathom. Like, thinking back to who I was before law school, like, who is she? I do think it's important to reflect and not be delusional. Let me know in the comments if you have other law school questions, legal. I can't give legal advice, but like, legal career-y questions. I'll try to answer what I can. Make sure to subscribe. I do tons of law school-ish content, a lot of day in the life vlog. If you're down to watch a Midwest girly bounce around Minneapolis, you're in the right spot. I also go to a lot of bookstores. That about sums up my life. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.